Hey, what is up, guys? Flex Media here, bringing you yet another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, and it is that time of the month. No, not that time of the month, but it is that time of the month where we go into Dokkan Battlefield, aka the Dokkan Virtual Ultimate Clash, one of my favorite modes in the game to play. It offers you this unique opportunity to run monotype teams. So we all know, I mean, several years ago now, the meta changed when Gogeta and Omega dropped in-game. It completely changed where we were running categories, but before that, we were running monotype teams. I came into the game, I wasn't a super serious player by any means, but I first started playing, I remember, when Gogeta, or around the time when SS4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron dropped, because I was using monotype teams like a mother. And then I remember I took quite a hiatus from the game, and I remember I came back, I think around the time when it had to have been around the 250 million download or something. Maybe it was MVP 17, something along those lines. I came back, and I just remember being able to just absolutely dominate with LR Goku and Frieza as my friend leader, because they, of course, led, you know, Reps Universe 7, sure, but, you know, Super Tech they led at plus 90%. And they would just absolutely dominate everything. Now, those were good times, much simpler times in the game. Not to say I'm dissatisfied with the way the game is going. However, I will say, your boy has been playing quite a bit of Dragon Ball Legends, and I'm not hating it. I used to not be a big fan of the gameplay, and I think it always helps when you pull the units you want, right? I think so many players on any gacha game, if they pull Mad Fire, they're going to keep playing the game, and I kind of am running into that on Dragon Ball Legends a little bit. Don't worry, we will get into the meat and potatoes of this. We're just, in Nappa, the only thing we're really doing here is this is going to give us an indication of what typing Jiren is going to be. So we can go ahead and assume now that Jiren is going to be int type, so I need to make sure that I have my physical type units absolutely ready. And we're not going to have too much of an issue. Super Fizz needs some improvements, but it's pretty good. It does have some, really strong units on it. But anyway, man, I will say Legends, I do want to make a video on this. Again, there's just been, busy times in life. I'm a full-time dad, I'm a full-time student, and a full-time worker. So, I'm making Dokkan videos and Legends videos whenever I possibly can. So anyway, the video I intend to make is sort of the top ways Legends is absolutely winning. It's never going to be a game. Here's the thing: you have to understand is, like, if you're unfamiliar with Legends, it is completely different. Especially doing something like doing something like PvP, for instance, in Legends. It's very fun and it's challenging. Dokkan, I would say there are some modes that are challenging. Legendary Goku can be challenging if you're trying to challenge yourself with no items, or units that don't stack defense infinitely. Obviously Super Battle Road is quite challenging. Again, especially if you're trying to do no item runs and et cetera, right? But the thing about Legends is it does require your full attention, like when you're doing PvP or something like that. So it's a different sort of feel. So the games, while similar that they, have Dragon Ball content, you summon, they're gacha games. It's sort of based on, it is, to a degree, Dokkan is a little more free-to-play friendly, I would say. Legends is definitely more whale friendly. I would definitely say that. But I do want to do a top ways in which Legends is winning. I mean, just sort of like some, I guess spoilers for an incoming video is like the crystal sales are absolutely just crazy. Crazy that you basically, unless you are like a mega whale like Goresh, or like, I would say probably not even D-Free. Maybe D-Free when he was summoning for LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku or something, but like, unless you're wailing out like Truth or Goresh, you're never, ever going to get through all those sales. And on Dokkan, it's pretty easy to do that. I mean, honestly, you know, especially getting through, like, you can find, like, small packs. Like, you don't have to buy big packs of crystals. And they give out plenty of free-to-play crystals, especially when you compare it to the free-to-play stones you get from Dokkan. In a bigger celebration, you can get a couple hundred. Obviously, the anniversary, you're going to be able to get, like, you know, the 5-year anniversary, we should be getting somewhere in the realm of 8 to 850. It's going to depend heavily on, you know, top grossing and this and that. So that's not a big issue. And I'm not trying to compare, you know, I'm even talking about, like, I know this is Legends anniversary, but from my understanding, the sales are top tier all of the time. And I know I'm going into a lot of Legends stuff here, so I'll get back to, again, I will get back to this in just one moment. But I did just want to mention, like, there's just a lot of ways in which Dokkan can improve. And I think it's good for both games that Legends does well. I really do. It's going to make, you know, for instance, the step up. So back to Dokkan, right? We had a little bit of a step up on the global side of the game for the Beerus banner, which they basically never do that, except on big celebrations. Now, you could say, well, Flex, you know, that was the only way they were going to get you to spend any stones, and, you know, that's probably true, but those are the things that you have to do. You have to do little step-ups like that. You have to give the player base something if you want them to summon on these banners that aren't as hype, or banners that occur right before anniversaries. You either have to make the units absolutely and utterly just fucking busted, or you have to make the sales good, or you have to make the summoning conditions good. You know, it's just one of those things, right? So I will say Legends gives out a ton of free-to-play crystals. Dokkan, sometimes they do. Most celebrations, they don't. I mean, you're talking, you know, 20, 30 stones from login, you know, maybe 2 story events, usually just 1 story event, you know, a Dokkan event, and that's it, you know what I mean? And then those are your free-to-play stones. And then, of course, like, if they're introducing any new events like Super Battle Road, those are a little more specialized, right? Or Legendary Goku event. And those are endgame content as well, so those are going to be walled off from a, you know, pretty good chunk of the player base anyway. So anyway, guys, that video will be coming soon. We can go ahead and get back to Dokkan, right? Just a little interjection there. So anyway, we are here in Dokkan Battlefield. This is my monthly disclaimer that I always let my subscribers know. Is Dokkan Battlefield, speaking of endgame content, this is endgame content. Now, and that doesn't mean that you don't try to beat as many of the stages as you possibly can, because those Battlefield gems are uber rare. You can essentially get them only one time of the month, right? And that's right now, during Dokkan Battlefield. Now, they do weekly. They do reset 6,000 Battlefield gems. So you're able to clear 1 stage and get 1,000, clear 2 stages, get 2,000, clear 3 stages and get 3,000. But other than that, man, this is what you get. Getting roughly about 200,000 Battlefield gems. And it kind of sucks. Again, just another one of those things where I'm not a big fan of the reward system on this particular mode. I find it incredibly, you know, and I get it, oh, life's not fair, man, but I find it incredibly unfair that there are units in the Baba Shop I will literally never, ever buy. I'm sort of, you know, like low-key regretting getting any copies of the Battlefield Krillin. I've barely used him. I wanted him because he's Krillin, and like it was the very first Krillin that was, you know, usable in the game. Now we have LR Prime Battle Krillin, and you know, I know that like eventually when the Saiyan Saga is introduced, yes, the Prime Battle Krillin will have another category. And then, so you can separate them by sagas a little bit. It's not as though the int, you know, free-to-play Krillin, the one you get from the Baba Shop, you can use them on Android Cell Saga, but that's it. You know, what, mono int? You know, please, you know, get out of here. It's just completely unrealistic. You're not going to run free-to-play Krillin with a, you know, int Gogeta lead. I mean, people, you don't do that anymore. So that was just like, for instance, right? He infinitely stacks defense. He's certainly useful, right? But guess what? LR Prime Battle Krillin does too. But Regardless, like, it does kind of irritate me that I'll literally probably never pick up some of these units, because I'm exclusively saving these battlefield gems for LRs. You want to know what I'm going to do is, from this point on, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through the rest of Babidi. Babidi is probably the cheekiest and most annoying fight in all of Dokkan Battlefield, in any rendition of Dokkan Battlefield, any season. You know, I guess you could probably argue Jiren is the most annoying in terms of difficulty, right? But in terms of pure annoyance, this guy's it. Now, luckily, I have some units here that are able to do double super attacks, like you just saw. Well, maybe you didn't, but you just saw Broly there. So having STR Broly against Babidi is huge, because he gets the guaranteed additional, you know, quote, super attack, even though Babidi seals you, so you can only do normal attacks. He does get 2 guaranteed attacks, and if you've got, you know, any amount of dupes in him or anything like that, he's going to be hitting real hard. And he can potentially, if you have potential system in him, he can potentially get you 3 attacks. So units like that against Babidi are really helpful. They get unconditional second super attacks, or even just, you know, additional normal attacks are effective as well. Because again, it's not like they can super. You know, or units that have active skills. So specifically active skills that are actually, you know, ultimate attacks. Now, we don't really have any that would be realistic to get. You could technically probably, if you, I don't know, you'd have to try pretty hard to get LR int cells. He would be the only extreme one that you'd be able to get, extreme class unit, that I can think of. You know, possibly moving forward, let me think about it. I'm trying to think of units that are on JP. The only one that comes to mind is Super Boo, but Super Boo doesn't have an active skill attack. He just has an active skill transformation, yes? Not to mention, you ain't ever seen that in Dokkan Battlefield anyway, even if it were an attack. You know, Super Boo, you know, you can get his transformation. Technically, you can get the transformation on the 6th turn. If you have Boo in the... I think it's if you have Boo in the 3rd or the 7th slot, and then you float him off rotation, when he comes back the next time, he will be Super Boo. So it's not the... It is pretty bad. I can't say it's not the worst, though. I mean, I would argue, you know, STR Boo is worst. I mean, that one's terrible, right? But anyway, guys, those are horrible active skill conditions, regardless. So let's kind of move on from that, though. We did make it through Babidi, as annoying as he is. We are on Topo here. Now, I actually remembered to bring the new units that have since come to Battlefield. Well, have since come to Dokkan, right? I'm usually really bad about selecting my team, because I can usually pretty easily blitz through Battlefield. And if you're a newer player, you're not going to be able to, and it's okay, but you will. You're going to slowly Dokkan Awaken these units, slowly get through their easy A's. Maybe you get lucky and you pull some LRs. You're going to be fine, right? You got to give it some time. I know it can be frustrating as a new player not being able to get through certain content in the game, but this is one of those things where you got to be patient. You got to have 112 Dokkan Awaken TURs or LRs to be able to beat this. So not easy, not easy. You know, I would wager that a lot of you newer play, even if you're a newer player, so like let's say you re-rolled and you got one of those big stone accounts, you're gonna have some good units, right? Now, the key is to not be a lazy Dokkan player. I think that a lot of players fall into this where they can't beat certain things because they're just not grinding the Dokkan event 11 times. And not to mention, we've got the boost feature now. You know, the boost feature, so like if you kind of look at it this way, like, so you can grind up 42 medals in, like, I don't know, 15 minutes or something like that, and then all you have to do is run the event just a few more times, you know, and you're good to go. And if I were you, and if it were, like, so if it's me, so like for instance on my JP account, now it is tough to kind of, now I'm grinding Legends, but to grind Dokkan Global, to grind Dokkan JP, and Dragon Ball Legends, and there's a lot to do on Legends for sure. But the thing is, this is what I would do, is try to focus on Dokkan Awakening one character at a time. Because it's like, here we are. So like we have LR SS4 Goku, right? So let's say you did one of those big reroll accounts and you have him, but you have not Dokkan Awakened him. You are just missing out on so much of his power, of him being an LR. Or maybe you don't have him at SA20 or something. Again, you're just missing out on so much of his power. You know, having him at full SA20. Look at that, 3.34 million in Dokkan Battlefield. And we get the additional now. Dispo dodged both of them because he can be annoying like that sometimes. You know, that's huge. And granted, yes, he is getting both of the leader skills, the 170% leader skills. He's on Kamehameha, and of course his own team he's on. But still, right, still. I've seen some of your guys' accounts, man. You know, I'm on Twitter. Go ahead and go follow me there if you want. Actually, I would say I'm fairly active on Twitter. So I see your guys' on Twitter as soon as a big celebration's over. It's like, yo, how's my Pure Saiyans team looking? And it's like, none of your units are Dokkan Awakened. And it's like, well, that'd be sick, you know, if you had them Dokkan Awakened. Now you're not going to be able to get through any events. Because now your leader skill is, wow, 3.31. That's pretty good. Now your leader skill is only providing 2 ki to your allies. And now you're going to have a hard time super attacking. And you're just missing out on, I don't know, like 3,000, you know, to maybe 2,000 points worth of an attack stat. And you're not going to be able to get through events like that. So you have to just focus on Dokkan Awakening 1 unit per day. And then remember, the secondary units on banners, they only require 35 medals, so you could realistically use your boost feature only 2 times and then run the event 1 time, and you've got enough to Dokkan Awaken. So let's say you pulled STR Whis, right, on this newest celebration. All you have to do is get 35 of the Beerus medals. Bam, he's awakened. You can farm his super attack completely for free. And again, he's another unit, another one of these units that just gets monumentally more powerful after he Dokkan Awakens. So he's got this 70% chance to dodge. I wish I would have pulled him, man, but I am not going back in on that banner. But he's got a 70% chance to dodge. He raises his defense by 100% every time he dodges. So he just becomes an unbelievable tank. And just most of the time, like, he can't even be touched, right? But it's like, what are you doing? Like, you're not going to Dokkan Awaken LR UI Goku. You got lucky enough to pull an LR, and you're not going to Dokkan Awaken him? So anyway, guys, so I don't mean to go on like a rant there, but like, you have to be Dokkan Awakening your units. Farm up the free super attack. It's the only way you're not going to waste Elder Kais. I know that seems like that's kind of a redundant statement, right? But like, the free farms, unless the grind is absolutely crazy and you're going to burn through a ton of stamina and stuff, just do it. Most grinds are very, very simple. So for instance, let's say you pulled LR UI Goku. You can grind up his super attack for free now, completely for free. All you have to do is grind up the free-to-play God Goku, and it's just bam, that easy. You can at least get him to SA10, and he's at least usable at SA10, dude. I'm telling you, I was running him at SA10 for a minute there because I'm always low on Elder Kais. And he still got me in over a 4 million attack stat. Tech Vegito Blue, by the way, absolutely blew me away right here. He absolutely dominated. I believe this is his 3rd super attack. He's one of these units that can super attack 4 times. Same thing with his Fizz counterpart. And we literally just got 4 super attacks. It does not get any better than that. That's where Tech Vegito Blue looks like the best Vegito Blue in the game. He's got just some monstrous abilities on his passive. He can get up to 150% attack. And then not to mention, he's infinitely stacking his attack and defense. So he's ridiculous still to this day. I don't think when Akatsuki designed Tech Vegito Blue, I don't think they anticipated, you know, there being things like the Legendary Goku event where you can stack him up infinitely, or, you know, quote, infinitely for 99 turns. Now, right here, I was really struggling on who I wanted to bring here. I wanted to make it a point to be able to bring Int Ribrianne, because actually this dude, this Turles, can have his attack and defense lowered. So having her on rotation is huge, right? She's, you know, she's lowering his attack just passively. And Turles isn't overly difficult. I decided to get rid of Int Mai, I believe, but because then I remembered that he couldn't be stunned. So remembering these things on Battlefield, making sure you're checking what all of these opponents do. Like, if you went into that Fat Boo event, not realizing he could change Key Spheres, not realizing he could heal, and you didn't bring the right units, you're going to be screwed, right? Because he's going to heal his way to a victory. Unfortunately, it's how it goes sometimes, especially if you don't have a lot of top tier options. Now, we didn't have any problems, you know, thanks to Tech Vegito Blue, right? He just absolutely dominated. And then right here, again, one of these new units I remembered to bring, actually, for a change. I was able to pull the Int Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the Angel Goku. He is quite nasty. I mean, honestly, he's really, really strong. 1.57 million on Dokkan Battlefield is quite good, actually. If you're getting up over a million attack stat, you're doing something right on Dokkan Battlefield. Now, unfortunately, this meant that we were going to miss out on a super attack for future Gohan, so he got hit kind of hard there. Gohan greatly raises his defense on super attack. It's not until you get him below 58% HP that he's getting all that damage reduction. So when you get him below 58% HP and he greatly raises his defense on super attack, bro, just get out of his way. And of course, when he transforms, he permanently has that 58% damage reduction. So in future Gohan, another one of these units, I desperately want to rainbow. I want more dupes in him so badly. But I just felt so lucky when I was on his banner. I think I did 3 multis and pulled absolute garbage. I'm talking like, you know, 5 Rs, 4 SRs, and the guaranteed SSR. And then on my 4th multi, I got the Zeno animation, and bam, I had future Gohan. And he's sick, right? He's so good. So good. So I was really, really happy to pull him. And then I did one more multi just to see if I could get lucky, and I pulled trash again. So sometimes you have to know when to call it. I'm not going to go for these sort of, you know, I wouldn't call Gohan, like if we're talking about tiers, I wouldn't call him like an S tier unit or a Z tier unit. He's probably the tier right below that, but he is super strong. I mean, he's one of these units that can get you a 4 million attack stat, along with having 58% damage reduction. You know, he infinitely raises his attack. It just makes him crazy. And like in this particular situation, he's actually a support unit. So to himself, of course, but then to all Bond of Master and Disciple allies, which this Goku is on. 1.88 million. There you go. Again, very, very strong in Dokkan Battlefield. Might have hit harder than the LR there. Again, I wasn't explicitly paying attention there. But I do believe he was at least comparable with that LR. So the Dokkan Fest TURs, man, are where it's at, honestly. Like the LRs are sweet. And, like, I get why you want to summon for LR STR Goku, right? Like, completely. The UI Goku, he's completely the hypest thing that's come out in a very, very long time on the global side of the game, honestly. Like, Cooler is really, really good, but as a character, like, I guess, like, Cooler does have his little fan base, but, you know, shout out to the homie Goresh, of course. So there's Beerus I remembered to bring, too. So it's like, Cooler is really, you know, quote, cool, right? He's cooler than you, if you will. But, you know, he's not an extraordinarily hype unit. You know, UI Goku, I get you want to summon for him, try and test your luck, but you guys need to be summoning on red coin banners, because just in case, you know, believe it or not, I know a lot of you free-to-play, by the ways, are very, very lucky, and you get Whis animations on your first multi and stuff, but that is so stinking rare in this game. I had to make sure I brought the boy Fizz Vegito Blue. I was really struggling with who to bring here for some reason. I decided to go with LR Fizz Trunks. I just thought that he'd give me a really, really good opportunity to take like a big chunk out of Jiren's health, because he's got that 50% chance to crit. So here's the thing, is you will get a guaranteed, if you do all the missions for the 5-year anniversary, you will get a 55 unit multi for free. That's going to end with a guaranteed LR, and they will have a stone version of that banner. Now, I am not like most Dokkan tubers where I would recommend to summon on that banner, because here's what can happen. You can get really, really hype and say, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend 200 stones, and it's like, sweet. So, you know, that's great. You'll get another, you know, you should get somewhere in the realm of 800 to 850 stones. This was not great, but at least we got attacked before he super attacked. That could have hurt a lot more for sure. But you're going to be hyped to summon on this 55 unit multi and use your stones. Here's the thing. Yes, you can pull Int God Goku. yes, you know, you can pull LR Tech Broly. Like, you can pull those units, but you know who else you can pull? You can pull LR Fizz Trunks, who's, you know, pretty strong, but it's not extraordinarily hype. Doesn't have the greatest the greatest super attack animations. You know, you can pull STR Broly. You can pull LR Fizz Cell as your guaranteed LR. And I'm not trying to, you know, when the time comes, I'll go ahead and make recommendations. But for the time being, like, dude, I don't know if I can recommend summoning on the stone version of that banner, just considering what you're doing is you're taking away a full rotation on either the Gogeta or the Vegito banner. Let me know if you've made it this far in the video. Number one, slap a like on the video, but let me know in the comments below if you guys want to summon on that 200 stone version of the 55 unit multi. I can't explicitly recommend people summon on it. I just can't do it. Just the odds of getting shafted, quote shafted, are much higher for someone like me. I have LR Fizz Trunks Rainbowed. I have Majin Vegeta Rainbowed. I have LR STR Broly Rainbowed. Please do not give me any more Brolys, man. You know, yes, I could pull my first copy of Int Goku, and I probably will, just for the content on my channel, summon on that banner. But it'll be at my own hindrance, because I'm taking away a full rotation that I could do on the Gogeta or Vegito banner, where you're getting 3+1 plus tickets plus fucking red coins, dude. So I'm sorry, like, I can't recommend summoning on that banner. I believe it is a blue coin banner, so you will get a fair amount of blue coins. So 55 units is going to get you what? How many coins? So 10 gets you 10. So will you get 55? Is that what you'll get? You'll get 55 blue coins from that multi, which is solid. That'll get you 5 Elder Kais, or it'll get you 1/6 of the way to getting one of the support units, you know, the 50% support units. But again, you know, 5-year anniversary is going to be hype. I don't really know how I feel about that multi. I just feel like the odds of getting shafted, quote shafted, I can get shafted a lot more easily than probably a lot of other players. I've got many of the well, not many, but I do have a few of the summonable LRs with multiple dupes. Like, I've got 90% LR Bardock, another unit you can pull on that banner. You could realistically, I know it won't work out this way. We're getting very lucky here that Jiren hasn't killed us, by the way. We are getting down to the end of this video, so I will wrap this up, but a lot more 5-year anniversary content to come, for sure. For sure. It's coming, guys. It is now officially less than a month away. The banners will be dropping in less than 1 month, in roughly 4 weeks from today. The day of this recording is the 10th of June. So I believe, June 7th, depending on where you live, of course, it'll be June 7th or June 8th. Again, depending on where you live at in the world, or whatever time zone you live in. Now, luckily, we get the double super here, and we're able to take Jiren out. Super Fizz, we did have, oh no, okay, we do have to go one more. We did have quite a few top-tier options on this team, so we're able to take Jiren down pretty easily. And I know that is the video, guys. I've done a fair amount of rambling in this video. So, mostly, I'm just here, you know, I'm here to entertain, guys. So if you have been entertained by this video, slap a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps support my channel. And consider subscribing if you are new. And I love you guys. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. Here's the rewards. They're sick. And I will catch all of you in the next one. Later. Don't summon till the 5-year, by the way. Later.